It stopped the clock. It's to go to 45.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ohio Valley Conference, Cougar Athletics, and the Chicago State University, welcome to Gwendolyn Brooks Field for today's Ohio Valley Conference matchup between the Lindenwood Lions and your Chicago State Cougars. Now let's meet the starting lineups for the visiting Lindenwood Lions. First at midfield, number 2, Josh Frankham. Next, the defender, number 4, Cameron Caldwell. Next, the defender, number 5, Cooper Wilson. Next, the defender, number 6, Jermaine Mentor. Next, the defender, number 8, Bryce Warty. Next, at forward, number 11, Jens Hockland. Next, the defender, number 15, Noe Bowie. Next, at forward, number 20, Ethan Blake. Next, the defender, number 23, Mackie Wright. Next, the defender, number 24, Luke Neely. And finally, the goalkeeper, number 1, Enzo Gill. The assistant coaches are Ian Henry, Nick Powers, and Tyler Dahl, and the head coach for the Lions, Chris Birch. And now, get on your feet for the starting lineups for your Chicago State Cougars. First, the defender, number 4, Ephraim Rivas. Next, set forward, number 6, Ian Topete. Next, at midfield, number 10, Enrique Zamora. Next, the defender, number 12, Calwayne Allen. Next, step forward, number 17, Hillary Alhiambo. Next, step forward, number 22, Arafat Oro Now. Next, the defender, number 23, Jose Ibarra. Next, the defender, number 32, Donut Juhas. Next, the defender, number 34, Joshua Sinceros. And finally, the goalkeeper, number 0, Lucas Fontana. The assistant coach is Adam Ponder, and the head coach for your Cougars, Norris House. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to, please rise and kindly remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, followed by our USA National Anthem.
I like this part right here. Come on. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of
And welcome into Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep. Happy Sunday. Glad to have you with us for this OVC tilt as the Lindenwood Lions come in with a record of 4 wins, 4 losses, and 3 draws. And they will take on the Chicago State Cougars, a team still in the nascent days in their program history. And they're coming off a historic win right here on the blue turf back on Thursday when they took down the Liberty Flames 2-0. Ia Topete and Hillary Odiambo with first half goals, and then they held the line the rest of the way. Chicago State comes in with a record of 3 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw. This is already trip number 3 for the Lindenwood Lions, and their head coach Chris Birch up to Chicago, and the previous 2 coming near the end of August both ended with losses and them not finding the back of the scoring sheet. They are trying to find the back of the net here today, though, for the first time here in this city. August 24th, they took a loss up at Chicago at DePaul 1-0, and then 3 days later they lost at Loyola 2-0. But it's a team in very quality form. In their last 6 games, they have only lost once, and they're coming off a thrilling 2-2 draw on the road in a St. Louis derby of sorts. 2-2 final. Cooper Wilson got the equalizer, the first of 2 equalizers in the 48th minute on a header. Came off a corner, and then in the 70th minute, Matty Walker-Fuss in his first goal of the season tied things up 2-2. That would be the final. Some late drama there. 3 red cards included as well, coming from Mateo Boasso on the Lindenwood side, as well as one of their assistant coach in Tyler Dahl, who also got one of them as well. Chicago State 1-2 in the OVC. They were picked by the prognosticators preseason to finish last. They're coming right now into today in 6th place, just 1 point behind Lindenwood. Lindenwood on 4 points. They are in 4th and picked preseason 4th, and you couldn't be more even through the first 3 games of their OVC slate. They are 1-1-1 against Chicago's 1-2, and the Cougars, as there's a foul right out of the gate here from Conway now, and the senior from Montego Bay, Jamaica. This will set up an early free kick. Moving left to right is Lindenwood. The Lions in the black and gray checkered kits. It's black with gold numbers on the backside, black shorts and black socks, and that gray and black checkered on the front side. And Chicago State in the home all grays with the green numbers. We'll get to the starting lineups here early, but it's a Chicago State side. They had lost 6 in a row before that win on Thursday, 2-0. It came versus Liberty, 2 first-half goals. They entered that game with only 2 first-half goals on the season through their first 10 games. Free kick coming, clipped it towards the near post, and nobody home. Not on the same page with Cooper Wilson, the 5th-year senior from Overland Park, Kansas, who's got a couple of goals, and he scored their first goal after they were kind of dominated in the first half by SIU Edwardsville, and, well, it's a week in which they have played 2 sides, both the Cougars and the first Cougars affair, SIU Edwardsville. They dominated that first half, probably kicking themselves. They only came away with the 1 goal. They found the back of the net twice, but the second goal was disallowed via offside. As we'll give you the starting lineups. Max Toma with you here on YouTube Live. Glad to have you with us for the first ever meeting between these 2 sides, Chicago State and Lindenwood. As Lucas Fontana, the junior from Peoria, making his 11th start. He started every game but 1 between the pipes on the Chicago State side. Rolls it up to Donat Juhas. And now Odiambo. Back for Zamora. And all the way back for Ibarra. Lucas Fontana, Efrain Rivas, Ia Topete. Topete has scored in back-to-back games. He's scored 3 times, including a couple of game winners. He's tied for the team lead in goals with Danny Sergiev, who will be coming off the bench again today. Enrique Zamora, Colwayne Allen, Hillary Odiambo, Arafath Uranau, Jose Ibarra, Dasha Curiel, Donat Juhas, and Joshua Seniceros, the starting 11 out there for Coach Norris Howe's squad. As here's a turnover. Onto it is Jens Hawkland from Oslo, Norway. As Lindenwood comes away, haven't seen a shot yet from either side here. Just 2.5 minutes gone by. Lindenwood, they are 3-1 on their home turf. Just 3-3 away from home as that's ushered out. First throw in of the day for Lindenwood. Their starters, Enzel Gil, the freshman from Sao Paulo, Brazil, makes his 10th start. He's appeared in every single game but 1 so far, allowing just over 1.2 goals per game. He has been stellar in net. Did give up a couple of goals in that 2-2 draw, though, a few days ago on Thursday. Ibarra gets the header. And it rolls out for the first corner of the day. It'll come on the far side for Lindenwood. But Enzo Gill, Josh Frankham, Cameron Caldwell, Cooper Wilson, Jermaine Mentor, Bryce Warhaft, Jens Hawkland, Noe Bijou, Ethan Blake, Mikhi Wright, and Luke Neely. The starting 11 for Chris Bursch, a longtime assistant at St. Louis University and now head coach at the helm of the Lions. As Jens Hawkland will line up to take this corner kick. Their first goal last week didn't directly come off a corner, but it carried aside, and then they got it on the rebound as that's cleared away and out for a throw. Lindenwood makes the journey from St. Charles, Missouri, just a little bit northwest of downtown St. Louis, overlooks the Mississippi or the Missouri River, rather. Enzo Gill going for the Lions. He had 5 saves in the first half alone against that SIU Edwardsville team. Both these teams are coming off facing one of the better 2 opponents in this Ohio Valley Conference. SIU Edwardsville was ranked at 1 point, still undefeated. One of few teams as Fontana makes a good read, comes off the line in a hurry, rolls it out to Odhiambo, who had a stellar second goal that doubled the lead for Chicago State back here on this surface on Thursday. Donat Juhas, who leads the team with 5 assists, he makes his 11th start. Chicago State does not have a player on the roster right now that has started in every game. There's a couple out there on the other side for the Lions. Josh Frankham, the junior from Atlanta, and Cameron Caldwell, the senior from Kansas City, a Maryville University transfer. The 2 guys out there for Lindenwood who have started in every game. Odhiambo showcasing the strength there. As Juhas squares it into the middle with Zamora. Longest spell of possession here in the early stages for Chicago State. Joshua Ceniceros is back in the starting lineup. He's out there making his 8th start. And how about Rivas, who's appeared now in every game but one. But he makes back-to-back starts, and this just his 4th of the year. Ibarra into the middle with a staple on this team at Conway Allen, the senior from Jamaica, who does so much for them on both ends. One of the 2 center backs in that back line today with Ceniceros. Him and Ibarra did some very quality defending for a full 90 minutes when they kept the clean sheet on Thursday, as there's a foul. And Chicago State will have a free kick just on the Lindenwood side of midfield. Chilly day, 55 degrees. Some rather foreboding and ominous clouds overhead, but it looks like on the radar we'll avoid the rain throughout this game. 5.5 minutes gone by. Still no shots officially from either side. Ibarra to Juhas. Into the middle with Odhiambo, who's got a great low center of gravity. He's so nifty, so quick as well. Out wide, Rivas chests it down. Up ahead, Curiel, one of his first few touches. Dispossessed, nice play defensively. And Chicago State wins a throw-in. So Chicago State with that 2-0 win over Liberty on Thursday. And keep in mind, not only the first conference win in their history in the Ohio Valley Conference, but in any conference. Did not have a win last year in the MAC. They were 0-8 in conference play. And won 13-3 on the year altogether. They lost the last 8 games they played last year. And over that 8-game span, were outscored 32-3. So this has been quite the turnaround here in 2023 here in the early stages as Zamora plays a good ball to Odhiambo, cutting in on his right foot, overlapping run from Juhas, eventually makes its way there. His cross caroms right back out, and the first corner for Chicago State. Good overlapping run from Juhas. Pass didn't get there cleanly, but still able to create a corner as it looks like Enrique Zamora will come on over to take it. So that 3rd win of the season they got on Thursday is a new program record as well. First win at home on the year. Most wins in a season in this 4th year of Cougars men's soccer. Just a massive result. You could certainly argue biggest win in program history. So our head referee blows the whistle for play, and it's headed out. Tracked down by Topete, trying to get it back into the mix, but it's headed away by Caldwell. Only as far as Ibarra, and now Juhas. Chicago State really dictated that first half against Liberty, and that came a week after, to the day, that Liberty in Lynchburg, Virginia, took down the Cougars 7-1, led 4-0 at the half. Service to the far post. Odhiambo is there. Eventually works its way all the way down to him on his right foot. Back for Juhas. Juhas with the fancy footwork. Gets the cross away, but it's headed down. Lindenwood a chance to clear, but they turn it over. The shot from Topete is blocked. Frankham comes away with it. Lindenwood trying to shove bodies forward as Frankham does not have any kind of help on this near side. Nice give and go, but that pass is just overcooked through the middle. That was Warhalf trying to give it right back to Frankham. And Allen comes away with it for Chicago State. First shot of the game is for the Cougars. That deflected effort just at the top of the 18. Chicago State on the year, 1-3 at home, 2-4 away from home. They did play one neutral affair, and that game ended in a draw. Wins versus Milwaukee, UAB, and Liberty. And lost 6 in a row before that win. And Conway and Allen right now sitting on the turf on his backside, kind of holding that left knee. That might just be more of a problem with the brace, it looks like, than any kind of an additional injury. But he'll step off the field onto the sideline and get that quickly adjusted and fixed. 8.5 minutes gone by. Chicago State dictated that first half. Like I said, the second half, you really expected Liberty, who coming into that Thursday game was the 4th highest scoring team in the entire country with the 3 teams above them. They came in ranked 4th. All ranked in the coaches poll inside the top 10. One of the more high-flying offenses in the entire nation here a month and a half into the season. Held without a goal. It was shocking. You expected plenty of goals to come in and a very aggressive Flame side in that second half, but that was not the case. Chicago State really played some stout defense. They didn't have a lot of scoring opportunities, but they didn't need them down the stretch. Controlled in the middle by Caldwell. Plays it back, and it's launched forward up the right-hand side for Wright. Wright able to stay with it, working on Ibarra, and he drags him down and wins the free kick. Couple of number 23s going at it. Well, Mekhi Wright wins the battle. The freshman from Toronto only stands at 5'7", but he's got great burst. Has not scored this year. He's got a couple assists. They both came in that blowout victory over St. Louis Pharmacy. Another free kick opportunity, and just like with the corner on the other side, Jens Hawkland, the 6'2", big freshman from Oslo, Norway, will take it. Leads the team solo with 4 assists this year. He's got a couple of goals to boot as well, and he's got plenty of options towards the far post. 5 Lions players line up towards the far post. 1 to the near post. That's Frankham. Whips it in towards the area, headed away by Chicago State. Ibarra can't win the second header, but the whistle blows as he was brought down. And he took a hit to the head, it looked like, and took the worst of the contact there. Comes out right now sitting on his knees as they'll call upon the trainer to come out. Looked like he took an elbow towards the head area, maybe towards the chin, it looks like. Just over 10 minutes gone by. It's been a rather mundane start here as both these teams are just trying to feel each other out here in the early going. Enzo Gill hasn't had to make a save. Neither has Lucas Fontana. There have been no questions asked of either of them here in the early going. Lucas Fontana had an incredibly solid second half back on Thursday. In the first half, he was not called upon to make a single save. Liberty didn't have a shot for forever in the game. And then Lucas Fontana really showed out. He turned it over a few times in the first half. Whenever he was on his foot, he was launching it out of bounds consistently. But that second half, it was just more of the staple that we've seen for a long time from the junior from down the road in Peoria. He'll push everybody forward, and we're back rolling again. Allen heads it out as Ethan Blank watches it roll out. The Columbia College transfer has already scored a couple of times through the team's first 11 games. Lindenwood, a school that overall only joined Division I across the board in all their sports last year. One of the newest members of Division I sports, as Urenau almost got a touch there and forced a turnover. To the near side with Mentor, 5th-year senior. Another key cog in this back line. Wilson. Mentor is just calling for it. You can hear from all the way up here in the booth. St. Charles Community College transfer. Slots it down the side. Wright with some nifty footwork. Stays with it. Still Wright. Draws a couple of defenders. And dispossessed is Odiambo. Dangerous ball back into the box, but it's cleared away. Pinned right back in, but overcooked from Cooper Wilson. And we'll have our first sub of the day as Luka Ossoff, the freshman from France, appears for the 6th time this year. As Jose Ibarra has given way. Allen to Juhas. Up ahead for Zamora. Juhas has been so dangerous this year on that left flank. He's almost always hugging with his heels on the touchline and has a ton of space. He's got those long strides he can really create. I haven't seen him yet find his scoring form, but he has really set up his teammates well. Body goes down, no foul called. Chicago State comes away with it. Nice touch from Juhas. Odiambo right to his right. He'll slot it down for the forward. Right back to Juhas on his left foot, able to keep it in. And it'll be a throw. Odiambo with his first goal of the season, the sophomore from Kenya. Back in the first half on Thursday is, well, Ossoff right back off and Ibarra right back on. That might have been less than a minute logged by Ossoff. It's a defender that comes back on for a midfielder. Listed, it's 5 defenders, 1 midfielder, and 4 forwards out there for Chicago State, but it looks more like their standard 4-2-3 that we have seen. And 6 defenders, 2 midfielders, 2 forwards. The listed starting 11 to go with Enzo Gill for Lindenwood, but that's certainly not the shape this is taking either, as is often the case with college soccer. Caldwell with beautiful move there right in the middle of the pitch. Him and Warhalf working a 2-man game in the middle, and Lindenwood, who hasn't been on the ball a whole ton here in the first 14 minutes, getting a nice spell of possession here. Getting their legs under him. Wilson, Bijou, and Wilson again. This is going to be a great matchup to watch. On our near side in the first half, it's Odiambo and Wright, 2 guys that are low to the ground and can absolutely fly down the sideline. Jermaine Mentor will take the throw in, the junior from Cape Town, South Africa. He scored a couple of times in the early going this year. Frankham to Wilson, and now all the way back. Here's the first touch, I believe, of the contest for Enzo Gill. Freshman from Brazil. 1 shot registered in the early going from Chicago State. It was an effort that was blocked. Nothing to show for it in the Chicago 18 so far for the Lions. Team that scored 19 goals. They're averaging a little bit over 1.7 per contest. They're only giving up 1.18. They've been playing in relatively low-scoring games when you consider their opponent today at Chicago State. It's not been the case for them. As Hawkland gets onto it, loses it. Ibarra temporarily clears it. Headed back into the area by Warhalf and controlled by Lindenwood. The Lions, who have had much more of the ball, though, even though they haven't had a ton in the first half versus their first half on Thursday. That was officially the first shot. Caldwell had it blocked. It's laid out for Mentor on his right foot. Curls it to the far post, and it's headed away by Rivas. Just 5'7" at the back post there, able to head it away. There was nobody really giving him any kind of pressure, and a turnover forced. Caldwell comes away with it. And a great run here from Currio. Has no help, really, but lays it out wide to the left side with Odiambo. Chicago State ushering players forward, and a through ball for Urinal. Just never found the target as it was blocked away by Mentor. That's the most open field we've seen here in a 4A going forward on a counterattack, and nicely done by Currio. Had a knife and weave through a couple of defenders there right in the middle of the park. Ibarra to Juhas. Chicago State really trying to probe this left side with Odiambo and Juhas in the early going. And Odiambo just took out Wright. What a week this could be for the hosts today, Chicago State. If they could come in to this week, the first week of October, without a win in their history at conference play and somehow exit it with 2. This is a game where certainly both teams feel like they could go and get 3 points and pull off the victory today, but I'm not sure the confidence has ever been this high for a Chicago State side that won 2 games early in the season. Odiambo just absorbed a huge hit from Hawkland, stayed with it, and the second foul will draw the whistle from the referee. But Chicago State, they really found this form, even though it was in a loss here at home a week ago to Incarnate Word. 3-2 was the final, but they were down 3-0 in that game, and they just looked like a different beast the final 20 minutes. And enter it today over the last 110 minutes, they've outscored Incarnate Word, who is a team that is absolutely flying high right now in the Ohio Valley Conference. They won today. They've won 3 in a row, and they're tied in first with the undefeated SIU Edwardsville Cougars. They scored the final 2 that day and then scored the lone 2, the only 2, on Thursday in the win versus Liberty. This is a team that's liking their chances of going and winning a second today. And Lindenwood making the journey back to Chicago, like we noted earlier, for the 3rd time already this year. They'll like their chances after they performed very well on the road at SIU Edwardsville, a team that could easily take the crown in the regular season when you try to forecast out the rest of this OVC season. Caldwell all the way back. Noé Bijou. He had a tough yellow card when he challenged the opposing goalie on Thursday when he was about to let go a punt, just cutting right in front of him. Junior from France, a Robert Morris transfer. There's transfers aplenty all over this Lions roster. They've scored 19 goals so far this season through their first 11 games. On Thursday, you talk about how good SIU Edwardsville has been. To this point in the season, they had not allowed, had the Cougars, more than 1 goal in a game all year. Well, Lindenwood trailed twice, pulled it back level twice, and came away scoring 2 goals as that shot is blocked away. Pinball's in the middle. It was Blake that got the shot off, but he was closed down. Caldwell trying to spin, but loses it to Zamora. Chance to break here for Chicago State as Uranow clips it forward with the outside of his boot. Curiel couldn't get on to the end of it. Neely wins the race there and will slow things down, rolling it back to Gill. 19 minutes now gone by. Juhas always so calm on the ball. Ibarra is just going to clear it high through the middle. And he was shoved, I think, as he was making that pass was Ibarra. So a Chicago State side in year 4, full season number 3. And they're playing probably just about as good as they have in their early program history. Allen back for Juhas. Rivas is just in a ton of space out there on the right side, and they're going to recycle and play it all the way back around to him. Have not been attacking too much on that right side. Curiel with a nice layoff. And the long diagonal ball is intercepted by Jermaine Mentor. Uranow forces a turnover into the 18, dispossessed, a crucial challenge. And he will get whistled for a foul as well with a little shove on Mentor. Good play, though, from Uranow. Chance to almost break in on goal, unmanned. Uranow's played less than half of the game so far this year. He's making appearance number 6. This is start number 4 for him. He started the last few games. Got a player down, now back out onto his feet. Uranow started the last few games after they went with Donat Juhas, Danny Sergiev, who is still tied for the team lead with 3 goals, has been coming off the bench for a while now to add a injection of life. And it's Bryce Warhaft who is the man right now gingerly walking over towards the touchline. The St. Louis University transfer, making his 8th start of the campaign. He's got a goal and an assist, the sophomore from Weston, Florida. He will come in. He does not look like he's in a lot of pain right now, but certainly in some discomfort. He limps off the field, and a change is imminent right now. As he will take a seat on the pine, and checking in is Enrique Peristrello. Junior from an island just off the coast of Portugal, St. Charles Community College transfer as well. Makes his 12th appearance of the year. Peristrello is on. First sum is Hawkland. Tried to get onto it, but the whistle blows. And we'll pull that back for the foul. And drop it off for Josh Frankham. Officially still only one shot in the game online here on the stats portal, and it went to Chicago State very early on. Zamora with a nice centered ball. Into Topete, plays it forward for Curiel, lays it off. As Urinal gets the shot, but it's blocked away. Strong last-second defending from Luke Neely, the freshman. And a chance at a corner again for Chicago State. All the creativity in the final third, the best that it's been on this side, has generally been coming through the freshman Dasha Curiel, the freshman from up the road in Rockford, who started every single game but one in his first year. Had an assist to Topete that got the scoring started back on Thursday. Still not. Juhas will take the corner. He lifts the arm, and here we go. Curls it to the near post. It's headed clear and away by Frankham. Leaping for the header. It comes right into the middle of the park, and Auckland just going to launch it long. Ibarra tracks it down. There's no high pressure really whatsoever right now from Lindenwood. Now they've gotten into their shape and in their form, with Peristrello taking up a spot on the right side here. As Ibarra surging forward up the left-hand side, trying to find a through ball ahead, but picked off nicely by Caldwell. And the man who just checked in, that's Peristrello, just going to take it out. He's clinging to his right knee right now after the heavy collision and colliding of knees, it looked like, basically there with him and Donat Juhas. Juhas at 6'4", Peristrello at 5'9". Cooper Wilson will take it, fifth-year senior from Overland Park, Kansas. Nice pass forward to flex all the way down after it hit Oniambo. Nice juggle for Metour, but it goes out. Neither team has really dominated play here in the first 23 minutes. Field hasn't been tilted at all. It's been pretty even when it comes to the possession. Haven't really had that quality chance on goal yet for either side. In a game that could be pretty low scoring the way that Chicago State's been playing at home of late. Didn't concede last game on Thursday, and that had to be the emphasis against the Liberty team that had scored 7 on them just a week prior. Curiel able to turn on his man. Gets it ahead to Rivas. But the intercept there was Bijou. As Rivas will take the throw in quickly. Curiel dats it on it, but gives it away. Sloppy play here from both teams in the midfield as that pass deflects and stays here with Caldwell. Caldwell surging ahead. He's skipping by Juhas, but that cross was hit too early. And an easy play for Chicago State's back line. Nice, quick, crisp passing at a tight window from the Cougars. On a cold night, cold afternoon here on the south side of Chicago. Ibarra, who exited early with the injury, came right back on only a matter of minutes later. Oniambo stepping right in front was Caldwell. Plays it into the middle. Allen steps in front to win it back. Zamora up ahead. Oniambo. Juhas with a whole lot of black shirts in front of him. A give and go with him and Urinal. Gets it right back into the middle. It falls for Curiel. Curls one to the far post. But it's always wide and a goal kick. That really broke nicely for the freshman. And really the first quality chance for either side. Good work from Odhiambo, from Juhas, and from Urnau as well. Just lacking in the grace with the good finish. Cooper Wilson. Matty Walkerfuss just checked in, another freshman. He's from Memphis, Tennessee, scored his first collegiate goal just earlier this week. The equalizer that made it 2-2 in the 70th minute at SIU Edwardsville. Carrillo's got some time and space to operate. Gliding down the right-hand side, stops, plays it back for Rivas. Dangerous ball, almost turned it over, and he did. Sublime defending from Blank, but Juha steps right in front and clears it away from Frankham. Took a deflection off him on the way through as well. Chicago State, the defense flying high. That clean sheet they had on Thursday was their first since August 28th of last year. And that game they did not win. It was a goalless draw up in northern Wisconsin against Green Bay. Lucas Fontana, we haven't seen many touches from either keeper here in the first half, in the first 26-plus minutes. Fontana, Gill, haven't had a shot on target, so we haven't had a save yet to this point. Ceniceiros, Ibarra. Juhas gives it away. Caldwell darting forward. Overlapping run from Hawkland. Lays it off for him. Hawkland gets the cross away. It's low to the near post, but cleared away and swept out by Allen. Odhiambo chests it down. Right on his backside is Walkerfuss, who just checked in. He's got fresh legs. Chicago State slows it down, able to clear their lines. Not the best final ball into the mix from Hawkland. You expect more from the freshman. It was a great job of defending, and Caldwell has just forced a slew of turnovers as Allen plays it forward, trying to get all the way to Curiel. Lindenwood steps in front and clears it out. Chicago State and Norris Howe is readying a couple of subs as Danny Sergiev just up the road at Glenbrook South High School. Time for the team lead with 3 goals. Will check in, as will Giannis DeBoer. Long ball over the top, trying to find Urnau. And anywhere will do right there if you're Cooper Wilson. Put him in a precarious spot, and he just cleared it away. Sub coming on for Lindenwood as well as Parker Smith will come in for Ethan Blake.
And coming in for the Cougars, number 30, Giannis DeBar, and number 33, Daniel Sergiev.
All the subs made as DeBar and Sergiev do check in. Here is DeBar, just dats it on top of it. Plays it back for Odhiambo. Wayward pass trying to find Allen, but it stayed with Chicago State as Ceniceiros launched it forward, and another throw-in. Juhas into the middle for Odhiambo. No room to turn. Caldwell right on his backside. Ceniceiros plays it through the middle, and it rolls by everybody, trickling down to Enzo Gill. Not that they've been hemmed in, has Lindenwood, but the ball has really been on this side of midfield for a while now. Good spell from the hosts, and a dangerous pass and a giveaway. Sergiev gets his first touch as Odhiambo crosses it in, but they will say that that did go out as Sergiev lost it. And Walkerfuss will leave it for Wilson. Hawkwood got a boot up there, able to win the ball and poke it free. Beautiful diagonal ball all the way across to right. Working his way into the corner. Trying to get by Rivas and quality defending, a throw-in. Another sub about to come in, and Giannis Smeg, the junior from France, who's been very high quality out there of late with the rare minutes he's been getting. He came on in that game in the second half versus Incarnate Word, and not that he got a goal or an assist, but he was a big shot in the arm and a big catalyst for those 2 goals that made that a game late. Long throw in into the box, and Juhas will get rid of it after looked like Sergiev got a whiffed and came up empty on a half-hearted clearance in the area. Sentai into the mix. Hawkland heads it towards goal, and it's easily corralled by Fontana, who's going to launch it forward. Trying to find Curiel, who gets on to the end of it. Lays it off for Sergiev Topete. It's behind him. Could not control it. Caldwell, who has been flexing his muscle in the midfield here in the first half. He's coming away with just about everything. He has been industrious in the midfield here in the early going. Peristrello passes it behind Hawkland, back heel flip, but it rolls to Fontana. And they will pull this back forward injury, and this is the last thing you want to see if you're Lindenwood. The Lions have Cameron Caldwell sitting right now on his backside, the senior. One of the 2 players that started every game, him and Josh Frankham. And he is down and look like he's holding that left knee right now. This has certainly been a Chicago October here for the first 8 days of the month. Just a little bit over a week ago, we had a hydration break in the first half and the second half. Well, today the temps in the low 50s, and it might only get cooler as we go, as Cameron Caldwell still being tended to just outside the center circle. That'll allow both teams to take a little breather here in the early going. Wilson out to the sideline talking with his head coach and Chris Birch. Grabbing a drink of water as well is the 5th-year senior. And it looks like Caldwell is going to step off the field and head to the bench, at least temporarily. They have some players who have begun to loosen up and jog towards that near side corner flag, but no substitution yet at the moment. They are a man down right now. It's 11-10 in Chicago State's favor after the injury to Caldwell. He takes a drink of water, and he is now jogging back towards midfield, looking like he's trying to at least run it off or see if he can give it a go immediately after. And the subs will come on as Smeg will enter, giving away his own Iyambo. And technically not a sub. Cameron Caldwell just checking right back in. Tough kid. Ton of heart for the veteran who took a knock right there in the middle of the park and came off the pitch. Immediately re-enters the fray as Rivas takes the throw-in. Looking for Sergiev. Last touch by Lindenwood and Josh Frankham. Less than 13 minutes to go in this first half. 3 shots for Chicago State. They've had a couple of corners. Still no shots for Lindenwood. Caldwell gets his first touch after re-entering. And Juhas with the foul on Peristrello. Both these sides looking for a late momentum swing, trying to snatch it before this halftime whistle blows as we remain goalless. Juhas steps in front. Curiel now after the substitution with Odiambo taking up his position on this left-hand side as Parker Smith comes away with it. Showcasing his burst. Stops and plays it back for Walker-Fuss. Plenty of time. Curls it into the area, headed away. Cenicero got to it on the back line. And Topete brought his man down, kept it in. Nicely done. Curiel through the middle, sliding, intercepted by Caldwell. Great sliding challenge. Caldwell's all over the place. He put on that banged up knee. Chicago State not a side that scores too often in the first half. Their first 2 wins of the 3 on the year were late comebacks, late flurries against Milwaukee and UAB. The Liberty game really was kind of an outlying performance where they scored twice in the opening half hour and then just bared down defensively the rest of the way. Did not concede over 90 minutes for the first time this season. Throw in right at midfield for the Lions. Ibarra gets the header to it. Hawkland brings it down. Rivas right behind him. Hawkland stays on his feet, centers it into the middle. Peristrello trying to play it forward for Parker Smith. And a whiff in the box. Smith gets the shot away and a diving save. Oh, a dangerous moment out of seemingly nowhere. An easy chance to clear it away goes by the wayside, and Parker Smith gets a shot steered on target. Fortuitously just fouled away for the freshman from Huntsville, Alabama. Almost got the scoring started. Jens Hawkland has taken the corner on the far side. He's taking the free kick in the final third, and he will take the corner on the near side as well. Take it with the right foot, too, as he clips it into the area, headed to the far post. Chicago State had got on that first one as it's run down by Sergiev. And I guess no, it was actually last touched by Lindenwood as he let it roll out. Just over 9 minutes left in an opening half that has seen one shot on target now. That effort that just came from Smith. Sergiev comes onto it into the middle, tries to switch it, but it deflects away. He fouls somebody right in the middle of the field, but the advantage is played, and Wright coming through, trying to find Hawkland, who went to ground, turns it over. Allen comes away with it. Squares it to Juhas, striding forward. Topete forward for Curiel. Has a height disadvantage, and that is shepherded out. Nicely done. That's gorgeous textbook defending. Cooper Wilson might not have the same kind of speed at burst as Curiel, but he's got the size advantage. He's got the strength advantage. Just able to shield Curiel away from the ball. As Gill will launch it forward. Allen plays it all the way back for Fontana. Who's going to make a breakthrough? And do we have another quality chance left in this first half as Ibarra clips it forward, chested down in the middle. And taken away. So Pete dispossessed by Walker Fuss. And the Lions come away with it. Lindenwood, the last 5 to 10 minutes or so, they've looked the best they've looked here all game as Walker Fuss squares it in, but his man went down till Pete clears away and tried to switch the point of attack. Was taken out, though, absorbed a big sliding challenge from Caldwell, and it's a throw-in for Chicago State that Rivas will take quickly. Allen racing forward on his left foot. Has a man out wide and slots it through for Juhas. Still Juhas gets the cross away to the near post. Nobody home, though, and it's into the grasp of Gill. Nathan Baker, another freshman, about to check in at the next break here for the Lions. As an outlet pass up ahead, and Enrique Peristrello is taken out and fouled. Cooper Wilson taking his time, getting some directions from the sideline, and Chris Birch launches it all the way forward, but over the head of Hawkland, and Fontana's going to go track this all the way down out onto the track here at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep. First ever meeting between these two sides, still goalless. Lindenwood's third game in Chicago when they have not scored yet through just about 2 games and in another half. Could be 5 halves in a row without a goal here in this city this year for the Lions. They have just 1 loss in their last 6. They're 3-1-1 in the last 5. Playing very high quality. They've been more of a second half team of late, just like Chicago State. Barr almost waited too long. Parker Smith was almost able to take it right off the ball until Pate launches it forward. But overcooked it. Cooper Wilson. Walker Fuss. And right back for Wilson. Closed down by Sergiev and sprays it out wide. Here's to Shank. As Juhas will take the quick throw in. Topete trying to turn on Caldwell. Nice pass as he squared it into the middle with Allen. Darting through the middle, lays it out wide to the right-hand side. Fancy footwork. Cross comes in. It's a low one. Shot comes in, and it's off the mark. Giannis DeBar, the junior, with a look there from a tight angle and could not steer it on frame. Sergiev turning around, clapping it up for his guys. That was a great effort. Just over 4 minutes to go on the opening 45. Ibarra shanks his clearance. Finds the feet of Wright, trying to work on Rivas. Goes down quickly, gets back up, and wins the free kick. Lindenwood was looking to take that very quickly, but DeBar kind of just shoved it off to the side. Now they'll patiently wait. Get all of their bodies forward, and we'll see who will take this. Right in the center of the park, and it looks like Perestrello, the 5'9" junior from Portugal, will take it. He's got 1 assist so far this year. See which way he goes. Squares it out wide. Cross comes into the far post, and Caldwell got a header to it, but too far away. Couldn't get it on target. Not much behind it either, and Fontana will launch it forward. Chicago State, you can hear them imploring everybody to get back forward, get into their shape in a more advantageous position here up the field. Space on this right side if Caldwell could turn. He does, stays in possession, still Caldwell. Knifing through the middle, poked away by Allen. DeBar wins a free kick. DeBar looked to take that quickly. Boy, they had tons of space on that far side, but they'll bring it back. Had not yet received the whistle for the ready for play. Instead of Saros to Fontana. Fontana, who has made a save, the lone in this first half, and it was a gorgeous textbook diving effort to his left, right inside the post. Sergiev gets it in the middle on his left foot, plays it back for Allen. Allen might have gotten a piece of the referee there in the center of the park. Rivas out wide down the right-hand side. Smega looked like took a knock there as Sergiev comes away with it. His cross to the far post towards Curiel is headed out. Locker Fuss got to it. Heads it over the line, and another chance for a corner from Donat Juhas. They did pause the action for An injury to Giannis Smeg. The Frenchman might have taken a knee to, tough area. Nothing the trainer can do about that. It's really just time you need. Here it comes from Juhas. Low line drive into the center of the 6. Headed out, a chance to break out for Lindenwood. They launch it forward. Parker Smith with a gorgeous chest. A great first touch. He's surging ahead into the area. His shot is off the mark. Only had to beat Fontana, but could not get it on frame. A great ball forward from Peristrello. And that's simply an immaculate first touch from Parker Smith. Chested it down in front of him with pace. Used his speed to get back onto it. Took a couple touches. Maybe the last one got him a little bit too close to Fontana, who sprinted off his line. And the best chance of the half goes by the wayside right before the halftime break. As the whistle blows and the opening 45 concludes with no score. And this kind of changes the tenor and the mentality entering this halftime break as Lindenwood going to be kicking themselves. Parker Smith, a golden opportunity to get his 3rd goal of the game. One of the first subs brought on by the Lions. Had a chance clear on target, but simply just missed the mark. And we'll see if this next 45 has some action in it as we remain goalless. And we will step aside here on YouTube Live. Both teams will switch sides of the field, and we got 45 minutes left in a goalless deadlock between Chicago State and Lindenwood. Best chance was the last gasp effort from the Lions. A golden opportunity for Parker Smith. Just could not put it into the back of the net. And you got to feel like Lindenwood was the better of the two in those final few minutes, but Chicago State was better the bulk of that first half. Neither side really flexing their muscle too much, though. Max Toma with you. Glad to have you with us here on YouTube Live here. First ever meeting between these two sides. It's only getting cooler as the day is progressing. The lights are shining bright, even though it's only 4:05 here in the Central Time Zone because of the ominous clouds up above. Haven't seen any rain so far. There's a little bit of rain in the area. Chicago State will move left to right with the Cougars in the second half, looking for win number 4 on the year, looking for back-to-back victories. They won 2 of their first 3 games of the season, then dropped 6 before that 2-0 win on Thursday here against the Liberty Flames and Lindenwood. They're looking for win number 5, looking to move above 500 overall on the season and in conference play as well, as they are 1-1-1. Coming off a 2-2 draw. Their game on Thursday at SIU Edwardsville featured 3 goals in the second half. Well, Chicago State's last game here on Thursday featured a goalless second half. But their game prior a week ago today, when we had 2 hydration breaks on a low 80s degree day here in October in Chicago, they had a 5-goal second half that day as Allen, weaving through the defense, clips it forward for Sergiev, but it's headed away by Walkerfuss. Parker Smith, he's been one of the more dynamic and dangerous players when he's had time and space in the middle of the field. Big challenge. Frankham goes down. No foul comes in. And it rolls back to Wilson, who will just settle things down. Danny Sergiev with his 3 goals is starting this second half. No Urido out there for Chicago State. As a foray into the top of the 18, man goes down and they'll bring it back for offside. Delayed flag, it was down at first and then it comes up. Oh no, they'll say foul. They're going to bring it back for the foul on Juhas. Could have kept the advantage being played there if they were going to bring it back for the foul. I figured there was going to be an offside given that they had stopped and halted play when Peristrello was going to have an opportunity right in front of goal there. Jens Hocklin will take it. 4-man wall for Chicago State. That includes Zamora at 5'5". Peristrello also there. Hocklin centers it in. Caldwell clips it into the area. Chested down by Odiambo, and he skies it high through the middle. Wright keeps it in, but the offside flag this time does go up. Officially 3 shots for Lindenwood in that first half. The lone shot on target as well, causing the 1 save from either keeper. That was from Lucas Fontana. A couple of corners for Lindenwood as well. Chicago State 4 shots, none on target. They had 3 corners, and they had 9 fouls in that first half. 2 teams that play very aggressive styles of play, very physical. Boy, both teams, when they played out on Thursday, very physical duels, including 3 red cards in the Lindenwood game as Parker Smith comes away with it right in the middle. Sprinting ahead, lays it forward. It rolled by the feet of Wright. He's going to track it all the way down, though, in the corner. Makai Wright gets the cross away, cleared by Allen. Caldwell brings it down for Frankham. And now back for Neely. Wilson looking forward, clips it high over the back line, trying to find Wright, but it's nowhere close, and an easy collect for Lucas Fontana. It's been a more wide open start to the second half. Only a few minutes gone by after both teams played with not too much risk, you'd say, in that opening 45, as Hocklin just took a wayward finger maybe up towards the eye from Allen, but we play on. Topete picks it up. Great switch of play all the way out to the near side. Smeg is onto it. Overlapping run. It stays with Smeg. Drive it towards the byline. It's ushered out. Nice sliding tackle from Luke Neely, the freshman. But it'll be a corner for Chicago State. Chance for Juhas to whip it in, swing her in. The first goal that Lindenwood gave up to SIU Edwardsville on the road on Thursday, that St. Louis derby, did come off a corner. As Juhas will take the fourth corner of the day for the Cougars. A dangerous ball in, and it's headed out. Great effort there. Leaping was Janus Smeg. Vicious header, just not on target. Smeg again has come on and been very dangerous on the right-hand side. He's hobbled a little bit right now on that left leg, though. The way this has been played through just about 50 minutes. I feel like the team that scores first today could be scoring a game winner with the first goal of the day. Juhas heads it into the middle, brought down by Zamora. Allen shanks it forward, trying to keep it in. Is Smeg. Brilliantly done. Forward for Sergiev. Trying to play himself all the way down. Crunching challenge from Bijou. Ooh. Able to win a goal kick. Oh, that certainly looked like it was going to be a corner. Bijou came crashing in with the slide tackle. And somehow that was last touched by Danny Sergio. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the second half. One shot so far. It came via the hosts, the Cougars, who already have a program record 3 wins. Could they have a 2-win week? Win today, they would also hop Lindenwood in the OVC standings. They came in at 4th as Odiambo somehow gets onto it. Heads it down to himself into the area on his right foot. Plays it back for Sergiev. Sergiev trying to get a shot away, but it's poked free. Hawkland trying to launch the counter. Into the middle with Franco. Hawkland again. And they lose it in the middle. So Pate comes away with it. Able to keep his footing. And now Zamora. Enrique Zamora with some space to operate on the right-hand side. Looking to get a cross in. Whips it all the way back to Odiambo. Give and go with Herman Sergio. Odiambo can't bring it down. Climbed up pretty high on the chest of Walkerfuss, who then cleared it away for a throw-in. With every team in action today in the LVC, this was officially the last of the 4 games slated. At Carnot Ward on the road at Southern Indiana. They hammered Southern Indiana 4-0. That was an early morning affair in the Eastern time zone. Rivas back for Cenaceros. Odiambo makes a run, but he could not find him. Could Cenaceros. So at Carnot Ward, it's 4-0 Liberty. They drop a second in a row as Hawkland with the foul on Ibarra. SIU Edwardsville, they got a 2-2 draw at home on Thursday against these Lindenwood Lions. They won 2-0 at home today. And then Eastern Illinois and Houston Christian, the other game that got started in the early afternoon. But Chicago State in 6th. They have 3 points. Lindenwood on 4. They are right ahead of them in 4th. Game between 2 teams sitting in the middle, trying to position themselves nicely. Eastern Illinois trailing Houston Christian. The Huskies leading that game 1-0. Through the middle with Zamora, now Allen. Franklin got a foot in there, dispossessed it temporarily. Allen, nice work through the middle. striding ahead. Plays it out wide. Smeg gets the cross in, and it's ushered out over the line by Bijou. Second corner in these opening 9 minutes for the Cougars. This is corner number 5 of the day. They got ahead to it last time. It was Giannis Smeg, the junior from France, who got ahead to it on the previous attempt. Had a lot of contact just outside the Lions 6, and trying to get everything settled and squared away before they blow the whistle and let this corner come on in. A lot of contact and shoving. It's Allen right now who's talking to the head referee, and now he'll say play off. Gives Juhas the go-ahead. And headed at the near post by Cooper Wilson, but a foul whistled before he got the header to it. And it'll be a free kick in the box for Lindenwood. Looks like we'll have our first substitution of the second half coming on shortly. Ethan Blank, the 5'9" junior from Jefferson City, Missouri, will come back in. See who will come out for. Parker Smith is one of the few guys out there right now who did not start the game but did start the second half. Freshman out there who's logged some very quality minutes. Him and Cameron Caldwell have been very dangerous in the midfield for Lindenwood. Smeg races over. And last touched by Chicago State, but they'll pause for the substitution. Blake will come on, and Hawkland will exit. Freshman from Norway gives way. As Neely, just another freshman out there on a very youthful, with freshmen abound, Lions side. Chicago State's going to get everybody behind the ball as Danny Sergiam sprinting all the way back into his own 18. Preparing for this long throw, and it looks like from Cooper Wilson, the fifth-year senior. Waiting for the runs to come back in. All the way in, top of the 6. It's headed away by Chicago State. Back into the area. Loose ball cleared away by Sergia. Wilson keeps it right back here. Clips it into a dangerous area. Ibarra heads it away. And Juhas is just going to launch it on down the field. Coming well off his line is Gill. He'll get there before Topete and shepherd it out. Chicago racing bodies back forward. 11 and a half minutes gone by here in the second half. Still in a goalless deadlock. Best chance of the day right before that halftime whistle from Parker Smith. Chicago State's had more looks on target, or more looks in general. They haven't stared one on frame yet today. We've only had the one shot on goal. As Topete launches it forward for Smeg. Neely got there, rolls it back to the keeper. That's a really heavy touch from Gill. Able to race it down, though. And now a chance the other way. Smith couldn't get to it ahead of Ceneseros, though. Allen dispossessed in the middle by Peristrello. And then he retreats back and wins it back. Foul does not come to the aid of Peristrello. Good through ball ahead, but could not find Sergia. Good give and go with Frankham and Caldwell, but Caldwell with a wayward touch, he loses it and then dranks down Giannis Smeg. It looked like he was always looking for the foul. Smartly and wisely done by the junior. Smeg playing major minutes here in the second half and in this Sunday afternoon battle between two sides that have never met prior. Ceneseros plays it forward for Sergia. Back for Zamora, who's repelled back all the way now to Rivas. Man open well across the field. He finds Ibarra. And now back to Ceneseros. calm on top of the ball right now for Chicago State. They've had bulk of the possession here in the second half. They've earned a couple of corners, earned one header shot. That'll be a throw in for Lindenwood. And Peristrello will leave it for Maddie Waterfuss. Walker Fuss, the freshman from Memphis. And Cooper Wilson will ultimately take this throw. Look it down for Caldwell. Look for the back heel flip. Juas comes away with it, but the flag did come up and roll down. And potentially another chance for Cooper Wilson to launch a long throw into the area. It looks like he will as the forwards retreat into the 18 for Chicago State, and Wilson trying to push everybody ahead. Motioning with his left arm to get everybody in the area. Headed clear by Ceniceros. Smeg heads it back, taken away, and a foul. Josh Frankham stepped right in front, kept Chicago State heading back in, and then drew the foul. He's imploring the bench to make some noise. An appetizing free kick opportunity to try to get the Lindenwood Lions on the board first. We'll see who will take this one. Is lining up over it is Ethan Blank. And it looks like maybe only Ethan Blank, as Enrique Peristrello is now off to the side. Horace Howe's yelling directions all the way across the field at his troops that are gathered inside the 18 right now. Four-man wall. Allen, Sergiev, Rivas, and Topete. Ethan Blank blisters it right into the wall. Another chance, left-footed effort, top shelf. Oh, hit with venom and vigor, and the Lions strike first.
Wall Lions, 1-0 Lindenwood. Goal scored by number 20, Ethan Blank.
Ethan Blank, his first effort right into the teeth of the Chicago State wall. It comes right back to him. Takes the free kick with his right, takes the rebound effort with his left. And that's a highlight reel goal for Blank. His third goal of this 2023 campaign. A scintillating strike from him, and now Chicago State with plenty to do. That's the second shot on target of the game, in Lindenwood is finally on the board here in the city of Chicago. Nice shot backtracking by Mekhi Wright. Pace really starting to pick up here, it looks like. Efrain Rivas goes back to Ceniceros. Lindenwood, they gave up a couple of goals on Thursday. Chicago State scored a couple of goals on Thursday. The Cougars have a goal in them, trying to pull back and pull level. Lindenwood, they scored twice Thursday. They never had the lead. They trailed twice. Came back and tied it both times. As Blake plays it out wide for Wright. Cutting back in, Wright spinning. Staying with it, still Wright. Shoved aside by Rivas. They say play on. And the whistle will blow, and this is going to be a brandishing of a yellow card, the first caution for anybody, and it's going to go the way of the Lindenwood Lions bench as the referee walks all the way over to Chris Birch, who will get the caution. And they had an assistant get a red card on Thursday, so it has been an active week of yelling from the sideline for this Lindenwood Lions staff. And immediately after, they're able to get another free kick, though. Sometimes, whether consciously or subconsciously, you hear a manager or a coach yelling, you go over there and warn them. caution them in this case, and then maybe the next call does go their favor. Just a brilliant strike that was on the goal from Ethan Blake. That was the hit of the day, one of the best hits in the OVC this year. Caldwell gets the header to it to the far post. Nobody there to hammer it home. Lindenwood starting to flex their muscles here in the early going of this second half. A 61st minute goal from Ethan Blake. Takes the free kick just outside the Chicago State 18, deflects right back his way. Just one time as it pierces the back of Lucas Fontana's net. Smeg is beaten to it by Noe Biju, and a couple of subs will come on for Chicago State. Giannis DeBar back in, and Dasha Curiel, who started but did not start the second half, is back out there. So Pete will exit. Curiel is back out there. Sergiev dispossessed, stays right here. Zamora turns. Rivas right back into the middle. Chicago State just probing this defense and miscommunication between Juhas and Curiel, who just came back in off the bench. And a goal kick. 26-plus minutes to go for Chicago State to try to pull something back in this game as Jonathan Campbell, the junior from Webster Groves, Missouri, will come on. And he will take the place of Makai Wright. So first time checking in for the midfielder Campbell, who has appeared in now 10 of the team's 12 games this year. Hasn't started one of those games, but has been active and out there when he has been called upon by Chris Birch. That one's just going to play it all the way back to Fontana. Wayward header from Cooper Wilson. Curiel comes away with it, forward for Sergio. And dispossessed, racing it down, but it trickles over the line for a corner. Cooper Wilson couldn't get there. Juhas will leave this one for Enrique Zamora. Zamora from Yuma, Arizona, has only made 2 starts this year, and they both come this week. Started versus Liberty on Thursday. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They won that game 2-0. Back out here starting today. In swinger to the top of the 6, and it's headed away by Luton Neely. Blake, a chance to counter the other way, launches it forward, but a crucial interjection there from Giannis Smeg. And Smeg coming up gingerly on that left leg. He is really limping around. He's trying to shake it off. His team trailing for the first time since they were here on Sunday against Incarnate Word. And after Incarnate Word got the first goal that day, they got 2 in quick succession after. Led 3-0, and then Chicago State scored 2 goals in a span of 36 seconds to make that a game. Last touch by Blank, who's complaining that his jersey was held by Ceniceros. And Rivas will take the throw-in. And it looks like Smeg is going to finally check out. He was looking pretty hampered by that knock after he deflected it out for a throw-in. He will limp slowly off the field, and menacing and always dangerous Hillary Odiambo is back out there. Odiambo scored once this year. It came last game. Parker Smith able to win it. Campbell, one of his first touches of the day, right back to Smith. Smith trying to turn, snaps it right on the line, pokes it forward, but it's cleared down by Ceniceros. What a first touch from Wilson with the chest, right in the center of the park. And Juhas fouls Enrique Peristrello. So Lindenwood looking for a chance to move to 5-4-3 on the year, back above 500 and above 500 if they can hold on, clinging to this one-goal advantage to 2-1-1 in OVC action. And it's been not necessarily a stroll in the park, but it's been a very easy go of it today for Enzo Gill, their keeper. Hasn't had to make a save yet so far today as Fontana, his counterpart, comes away. And the fresh legs of the speedy Odiambo make a difference in this second half. Odiambo seems to always play on this near side. First half, that was the left side of the Chicago State attack. It's the right side here in the second half. Always plays in a similar kind of area. As Frankham, a long diagonal ball, but not near anybody. The next goal is massive. It's either game on or a 2-0 advantage for the road side. Looking to get back to their winning ways. This is a tough team to beat. Only one loss in the last 6. And not that they're necessarily running the gauntlet, but they're pretty battle-tested, having just played SIU Edwardsville on the road on Thursday. Came away with a point. A game they trailed at halftime and trailed on multiple occasions. Ibarra back for Fontana. Mateo Boasso, also their midfielder. The lone change from the starting 11 for Chris Birch's side, and that is because he was red-carded in the second half and is suspended and won't be available today. So only one change for Lindenwood in their starting 11. Only one as well for Chicago State. Zamora plays it in. Sergio kind of get back onto his left foot. Stays up. Out wide for Juhas. Gets the cross into the back post, but it's in front of Odiambo. Had time on the ball. Had a prime opportunity to whip in a nice cross. Delayed run to the back post and just not on the same page with Odiambo. As Makai Wright looks like he is ready to come right back in, having just checked out a couple of minutes ago. He comes back in. Jonathan Campbell back to the bench. Just a very short breather for the freshman from Toronto. Over the head of Allen. Juhas heads it. How many headers has Cooper Wilson won today in the midfield? Backline defender. Great touch, having Wright come back on by Makai Wright, but he lost it. Zamora into the middle. DeBar plays it forward, almost rolled down. Friendly for Odiambo, but no way. Bijou is there. Bijou and Wilson have been terrific. Two key cogs and stalwarts on that back line. The two center backs for Chris Birch's side. Rivas. Zamora loses it. Campbell a chance to race up ahead the other way. Beautiful combination play. Comes away Ethan Blake. Blake pressing forward. He's the lone goal scorer today. Gets a shot away to the far post. Rolls wide and just in front of Peristrello. Opportunity goes wayward for a chance to double the lead, and we're under 20 minutes to play here now at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep. Fontana ushering everybody forward. Ibarra plays it through. DeBar gets onto it. Into the middle with Allen. Zamora cuts it back across the groin. Allen works a give and go, poked away. Bijou was up to the task, and now Parker Smith racing up the left channel. Stays with it, gets behind his man, Cetaceros, who touches it out for a throw-in. Andrew Harper will be the newest sub. He will come on. I imagine this will be a short stint on the bench for Cameron Caldwell. Much like we just saw from Makai Wright. Another long throw-in, inbound from Cooper Wilson.
Committing for the Lions, number 26, Andrew
That's their second year in D1 for the Lindenwood Lions athletics program. First year of OVC men's soccer. They play it back. Wilson with his left foot stands it up at the far post. And Juhas will head it out. Clips it out for a corner. And there will not be any kind of urgency over the next 18 minutes for the visiting Lions. Still nobody over there to even go take this corner. As Ethan Blake will plot on over. It was his brilliance on a rebound shot effort after his free kick hit the wall. That is the difference so far. Can he maybe put in a quality ball here? Pick up an assist to go with his first goal of the year. Clips it in high towards the back post. It's headed by DeBar, cleared away by Rivas. Odiambo sprinting ahead, able to keep it in. He touches it by Caldwell, but the near side assistant cut him off and got in his way. Oh, Odiambo is by Caldwell there. He was going to beat him. It's going to be a tough angle. He was going to get behind. He was going to have to go off the field to do it, and he did, but ran right into the near side assistant. And that has just made the Chicago State sideline in complete disbelief. They are irate on this near side. Allen back for Rivas. Reversing on this back line, Cenicero launches it forward. Trying to find Curiel. Keeps it in. Shoved into the corner and wins a throw-in. And for the first time in this second half, Arafat Uronau is set to check in potentially at the next whistle. Juhas gets the cross away. Chested down. Then right in front of Caldwell, who just clears it forward. And Uronau looks like he is going to come on, as Giannis DeBar will be the one to exit. Chance to bring in some fresh legs. A goal scorer in good form in Uronau. He's got a couple of goals in his first 5 games played only this year. He's been terrific, and now coming off the bench here in the second half. He's sat for a long time. Started the first half. Numbers going forward here as Uronau is into the area. Working on Luke Neely, plays it back for Sergio. Rivas into the middle with Zamora. Much crisper looking here, the balls from Chicago State. Well, prior to that one. Rivas looking for somebody to make a run. Plays it forward for Uronau. Back heel touch to Sergio, who's shoved aside. And Caldwell with the foul. An advantageous spot for a free kick and a chance to pull back on level terms for the hosts. Chicago State, the question right now is who will take it. Zamora and Sergiev are the two right next to the ball right now. The Lindenwood wall is being slowly moved all the way back. That's Blake and Peristrello. Two-man wall as it becomes 3 now with Josh Frankham. Sergiev will take it. A curler to the near post, but it's right into the chest of Enzo Gill. Went for placement over power. Had some good dip to it with the side of the boot strike. Always comfortable, though, for the freshman keeper. 13.5 left. 1-0 Lindenwood. We'll take it. A curler to the near post, but it's right into the chest of Enzo Gill. 2 big road results. If they could take something from a road match on a Thursday at SIU Edwardsville when they pulled level 2-2 and now maybe win a game here at Chicago State, a team flying as high as they have flown in a long time after their 2-0 win on Thursday. Ian Topete is back on, and Zamora will come off. Topete, the first goal scorer on Thursday. He has scored in back-to-back games, tied for the team lead with 3 goals. Him and Sergiev are both out there right now, tied for that team lead. Blank brings it down. Topete at just 5'11", got on to the end of a ball and headed it home back on Thursday. And Chicago is really pressing high now. Desperate to force the issue. Shanked clearance for Bijou, keeps it alive. And Curiel comes away with it. Chips it into the center of the box. Topete, it's over his head. Neely gets there. Only as far as Curiel, though. He's got time to operate. Sweeps it back into the area. Diving for the header was Topete. Lindenwood heads it a couple of times, and it's cleared away by Franco. And last touch by Chicago State. Andrew Harper, who was just pressed into duty, wins. He earns the throw-in, and Lindenwood will slowly walk on up to take it with Cooper Wilson. Next up for the Lindenwood Lions on Thursday, they are back at home at 7 p.m. against Houston Christian University. As this is brought down by Wright, plays it into the middle. Peristrello gets the shot away. It's blocked and rolls to Fontana, who's looking to sprint forward. Outlets it to Topete. Looking to cut it back in. Switches it out to the near side to Oniambo, but it's wayward and out for a throw-in. So Lindenwood, who is well on their way, it looks like, to at least not only a win, but extending this streak in which they only have one loss to 7 games now. They have been a very tough team to beat in the last month. So they play Houston Christian at home on Thursday. It's St. Charles, Missouri, and Chicago State next up for them on Thursday. They are at a Southern Indiana side that is reeling right now and lost 4-0 today at home. Juash and Ibarra, 2-man game on the far side. Good combination as Sergiev laid it forward for Odiambo. Brilliant defending. Luke Neely using his strength. Now it's Neely on Odiambo again. Neely goes to ground, and Chicago State gets a throw-in. Rivas launches it forward for Urinal. And it'll be another throw as we're into the final 10 minutes here at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep on the south side of Chicago. Does this game have late drama in it? Sergio back for Rivas on his right foot, trying to get the cross away. And he will win a corner. Closed down in a hurry by Mekhi Wright. A 61st minute howler from Ethan Blank, the difference right now. Corner number 7 for the Cougars. In swinger to the far post, and it's headed away. Chicago State pressing and probing, trying to get this equalizer. Ibarra able to win the header. It keeps it away for Blank. But Lindenwood wins it right back. Blank sprinting up the far side. Cuts it in on his left. Plays it through, but the offside flag is immediately up. Harper got beyond the back line, but he was offside. Game that's been dominated by both defenses. We haven't had a whole lot of quality shots on target. Sergiev gets a low cross away, but Urinal not there. And right now, anywhere will do if you're clearing the ball for Lindenwood. Just trying to get it out. Could buy yourself some time and watch that clock tick down. Juhas gets it onto his favorite left foot. Gets the cross in. Sergiev heads it to the far post. Odiambo gets onto the end of it. Stands it up for Sergiev, who gets the header to it. Was there a handball? They'll say corner. Sergiev got his head to it. He's in complete disbelief, incredulous that he did not just win Chicago State a penalty. This will be taken quickly by Juhas. Comes back down to Ceniceros. Plays it back in, but Alwyn was coming back from an offside position. He was aware of it, so he did not play it, and it was cleared out. Stays right here, throw it. And that'll be a foul. Urinal with a little shove to the backside, and Lindenwood will have a free kick. Parker Smith will be the next substitution. It looks like eventually, though he's still wearing the penny here on the near side. They motion to stop the clock with Lindenwood taking their time to take this. Chicago State, do they have a chance or two left in them here down the stretch? Lindenwood still searching to put this game away with a dagger here late. And here is the substitution with Parker Smith coming on, and Andrew Harper will give way. So Smith will add another level of tremendous speed here for the Lindenwood forwards. And probably still the best opportunity to put one into the back of the net all day, right before the halftime whistle blew. Rivas up ahead for Odiambo. Odiambo dances on it, plays it forward for Allen. Making a venture forward is the defenseman. Blake with the spin. He's brought down by Odiambo. So light on the ball. He's Ethan Blake, the lone goal scorer. A little added flair before he drew that whistle. Cooper Wilson will take it. Launching it forward onto the head of Ibarra. Blake clips it over to the near side with Wright. That was last touched by Wright. Rivas sprinting over, takes the throw in quickly. Odiambo gets by Caldwell. Poked aside by Neely. Parker Smith, his first touch after he re-entered the fray. Neely launches it ahead for Smith, who's able to bring it down in the area. Fontana had come off his line, but a delayed flag comes up for offside. Fontana pushing everybody forward. Sergiev clips it ahead for Urinal, but stepping right in front of him is Cooper Wilson, and Urinal brought him down. And any whistle right now going in favor of the Lions means more time coming off the clock. As Wilson sends it ahead. Ceniceros. Not a clean header there on the first effort. Blake brings it down, gets it onto his right foot, gets a shot away, and a diving save sprawling to his right from Fontana. A very light rain, it looks like, starting to fall here at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep. Peristrello with a very heavy challenge on Allen. He gets whistled for the foul, and he's going to receive a yellow card. Just the second caution of the day. The first went to his head coach. And Peristrello gets the second. The junior from Portugal. And a pause for the head referee to tie his shoe. You don't see that one every day. Juhas trying to put it back into the mix. Up ahead for Sergio, who gets the header, but nothing on it. Chicago running out of time. And their historic win here a few days ago on Thursday versus Liberty. And now it's the visitors, the Lindenwood Lions, in prime position to collect 3 points here on the road. Cap off would be a very solid week for them. Took on the undefeated Cougars of SIU, Edwardsville, on Thursday. Came away with a point. And now leading with 2.5 minutes to go. Rivas able to stick a leg out. Clip that down for Odiambo, but what position from Neely, who has been up to the task every time he's been called upon. He has been sublime in a defensive role against Hillary Odiambo. Allen trying to turn on it in the midfield. Lays it off for Juhas, trying to get room to send the ball into the box. Whips it in. It finds Currio, blasts one on frame, but a diving save. A brilliant effort from Gill. Another ball swung in and a chance at a corner now for Chicago State. Enzo Gill, the moment of the day. What a shot from the freshman Currio. Less than 90 seconds to go. Chicago State down 1-0. Juhas to whip it back in. Far post header. Urinal hits the crossbar. Right in the closing moments. Two of the best opportunities for Chicago State to beat Enzo Gill. A diving save and a shot off the woodwork. 62 seconds left. Lindenwood, they could certainly sense it before they make the drive back to St. Charles, Missouri. They're looking for a 4-point week and a win on the road to cap it before they head back home on Thursday. 50 seconds to go. Odiambo sweeps it forward into the area on target, but easily collected by Gill, and that might just be it. It was more of a cross than a shot, but it wound up right in the center of goal. As Rivas whiffs, it comes on to Parker Smith, who brought that down with his arm. Whistle never did come, though. Rivas plays it forward. Odiambo, Neely right there again. He's been hearing footsteps all second half as Odiambo. As Smith comes away with it. Less than 15 to go. He'll race to the corner. Trying to close this one out. He loses it. Shoved aside by Rivas. And there will be no last roll of the dice for Chicago State as the final whistle blows and the Lindenwood Lions collect all 3 points today on the road. They take down Chicago State 1-0. A 61st minute goal, a screaming strike, a one-time hit from just outside the box on the left foot of Ethan Blank is the difference. Chicago State came close on a couple of occasions late, but could never find the back of the net, could never pull level. Lindenwood caps off a great week. They move Above 500 at 2-1-1 in OVC action, and above 500 on the season at 5-4-3. Chicago State, they fall to 3-8-1, and now 1-3 in Ohio Valley Conference action. Lindenwood back in action on Thursday. They take on Houston Christian at home. At Chicago State on Thursday, they hit the road to Southern Illinois and Evansville to take on SIU at 3 p.m. For our entire production crew here at Chicago State at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep, I'm Max Thomas saying so long from the south side of Chicago, where Lindenwood takes down Chicago.